Volume 11. Volume 10. Two. BBC 2. MOTD line. Albania v Spain. 1930 to 2210. DTV terrestrial.
Hello, as the Tartan Army leave the party and the Inquisition star on Scotland's miserable Euros exit, we turn our attention to the conclusion of Group B. Spain have won the group, but Italy, Croatia and Albania can all still qualify, and there's plenty to play for.
Albania, Croatia, Italy. This group stage is completed.
So here's how the table looks ahead of tonight's game. Spain are already guaranteed top spot. Italy
Volume 12. Volume 13.
We both need to win this evening, although 2 points may yet be enough to qualify for the last 16 as one of the best third-place finishers. Croatia are unbeaten in 8 matches against Italy, while the Azzurri have never lost more than one group game in the Silver European Championship. And if you want to watch that game, it's live on BBC One. Here on BBC Two, we are sticking with Albania versus Spain, where La Roja are looking to make it 3 wins out of 3. They face an Albanian side who hold the record for the fastest ever goal scored at a Euros, just 23 seconds against Italy. And watching this one this evening are Ashley Williams, Euros winner Ellen White, and a warm welcome to Jose Fonte, who won the Euros with Portugal in 2016. It is great to have you here. And I'm sure the memories are still really fresh, and that night, that special occasion where your band of brothers celebrated winning the European trophy.
It was quick though, because time flies fast, so great memories, great times that will stay forever, because it was the first trophy that we won as a nation, so it's fantastic to relive these moments, you know.
That was an extra time, and everybody, you know, remember that you didn't have
In
most
France,
of the match, did you?
it was in France as well.
Yeah, in
very
France.
important for our immigrants that went to the country to try to get a better life, you know, and we saw them outside the training center supporting us until 2, 3 a.m. in the morning every time, and we know how much it meant to them.
Yeah, a really, really special night for Portugal. What were we doing that time, actually? What's going
We was losing to Portugal. Thanks for that, Gabby. Cheers. Keep to carry on the theme of the Euros.
You're part of the, Jose's story.
I think, yeah, that part of that. No, honestly,
It was a good game, though.
But yeah, it was a good game. It was brilliant. I thought I obviously enjoyed it for personal reasons, but that Eddie was a teammate of mine at that point as well, so I was so happy with him because he hadn't played a lot for Swansea at the time. For him to score the winner was excellent.
I always think as well, if you're going to get beaten in a semi, you want that team to win, don't you?
100%, definitely. Like we was pulling for you guys, obviously because of Ed, and a lot of us knew him. And it's that situation where if you lose, then you want that team to go and win, or else it feels like it was for nothing.
What have you made of this Portugal at this tournament? Impressive against Turkey, for sure.
Absolutely. They started very well. They look confident. They look like they can go all the way. If they can have that team spirit, that togetherness, cultivate that spirit from 2016, I think they can go.
And a few of your teammates from 2016 still there, most notable perhaps Ronaldo, who's actually, we've got a little clip of here, he's passing these days as well. What's going on?
I mean, incredible to be, not that he's passing, incredible that he's still at this level, with this age, being important for the team.
Ronaldo might not have done that though.
No, I cannot say that. I mean, Cristiano is so important for us, for the whole country. And just his presence on the pitch is massive.
What is it like having him in a squad?
It's great. It's an inspiration for everyone to follow, to observe, to learn from the man, one of the best to ever do it. So you can only try to learn.
Well, Portugal have been impressive, and Spain have also hit the ground running, haven't they? They have an abundance of youthful talent, don't they, Alex?
Yeah, they do, and I've really enjoyed watching the wingers, in particular Yamal and Williams, and they just seem like they're playing with just so much freedom, which is what we kind of want England to be doing at the same time. But yeah, I've just really enjoyed like their dynamic play. This one in particular, obviously, this made Yamal the youngest player to assist in the Euros, but just the way he was able to cross that and get that dip for that Carvajal goal is just unbelievable. 16 years old. And Williams here, he's just so front-footed, and he can use both feet as well. Lovely dink ball, and I think Pedri should have scored that one. Just the quick feet of Yamal here, like we said, like 16 years old, not afraid to take players on. That's a ridiculous move to be doing in the Euros.
I'm just so confident. I would think back to when I was 16. I wasn't doing things like this. This is a special talent. We're going to see him for so many years, I'm sure of it. But both wingers are so dangerous. We know they're not starting tonight, but they've definitely been such a highlight of the tournament, because it's things like this, the change of direction, the change of pace. How do you defend against that? You can go right foot, left foot, Yamal on the other side. Ruiz has been brilliant. Cucurella there, just underlapping, has been. They're a real highlight of the tournament so far. It's the buy. Should have, disappointed he's not got his
Yamal's
goal.
already played 50 games this season for Spain and Barcelona. Is there a worry though with a player at 16 years old? You're going to burn out.
Possibly. I think we've seen it before. We've seen it before with young players, but he seems to play with freedom. I was fortunate enough to be at the Spain-Croatia game in the stadium, and it was like as he was playing in the school playground. Honestly, he was just playing with such freedom. So hopefully not. Hopefully they look after him, and as I said, I do think we'll see him for a long time.
And as for Albania, they were a really tough team to play against.
Yeah.
They were also the lowest scoring team in Euros qualifying, but don't concede many goals, as you'd expect from a team led by
I've really enjoyed their 2 games so far. I love the way they're up for the games. I love the way they attack it. We've seen them with the early goal straight away. But this is a team, I remember playing against them a few years ago, and you knew that they was going to grow in. You knew they'd make a tournament because there was something good was coming. But they're always on the front foot. They're pressing. Technically, they're very good as well. So they're kind of like, for me personally anyway, it's a team that I'm pulling for because they're just exciting to watch. They don't sit back. They give it a right go.
You just said that you knew Williams and Lamar weren't playing, but we haven't actually done the team news yet.
Okay, sorry.
Well, spoiler alert, they're not playing, but there are a lot of changes, and we'll give you that news shortly and talk a little bit more about tonight's game as well. But first of all, we're going to reflect on Scotland's agonising defeat against Hungary last night. Those are the exact moments that Scotland have to be very, very careful in.
Come on, I think we need a bit of Sir Alex here, but
Still marching very well. Armstrong's made. Thought he could find him. And it breaks to him. That's what an opportunity. That for me was a clear. Enough contact there. There's not contacts all over.
That's a penalty every day of the week.
Towards hard-thumping territories. Hits the post! Hungary rapping on the door! Scotland hanging on! The offside flag was up. Still alive, you know. Tomini. That's a moment. And now Hungary going to counter with Chauva. This is the chance, and there it is! It's just over Scotland! Heartbreak! Sheer heartbreak for the Scots!
The fact that it came down to just one moment, is that what really hurts?
Which moment? The moment the game is a penalty. Is 100% a penalty. Somebody has to explain to me why that's not a penalty. But the overriding feeling is just to be sad for everybody.
I don't think we can set up with football. I think that's a problem.
That is not frustrating. It's really trying to me.
The second half, really.
It's extremely low in that dressing room and devastated myself. Probably one of the most I felt in football, to be honest. So yeah, it's difficult to put in words in that.
Today, and for a long time we have to get over this, unfortunately. We knew the excitement back home, and yeah, sorry for letting you down.
It is hard getting out of the group at the Euros, Ashley, but it's something you've never failed to do. So there you go.
Okay.
I've given you a Wales compliment right back at you there.
Yeah, cheers.
I think the first thing we should do with the defenders is the penalty. I've yet to hear or find anybody who can find a reason why this wasn't given. Ashley?
Well, we were speaking about it earlier, and I don't think we can't give you a reason why it wasn't given. I think Steve Clark's is absolutely right. It is a penalty, and like Jose said downstairs when we were watching it, from the first angle it doesn't look so much, but the contact. It's a definite penalty. I can't understand why they weren't looked at and given. I can't.
Impossible to understand. The referee needs to go to VAR immediately. They missed that one. They missed a big one.
And you kind of wonder what's the point if you can't say to the referee, come and have a look, are you sure? I know they don't like to overturn a referee's decision on the pitch, but that was so huge for Scotland, wasn't it?
Such a massive decision. You know, this cannot go and not be given.
And of course, then when Scotland were throwing everything at it for the last 10 minutes, there was actually some kind of attack from Scotland with some purpose and meaning, and it was kind of inevitable the way Hungary's goal came.
Yeah, I think the word I've heard so many times is a sucker punch to Scotland. They just couldn't quite clear their lines, and then they're just on the attack, Hungary. And I said to Ash, could you have taken the player out? Could it have been a free kick? But obviously it's the latter stages of the game. It's nearly the 100th minute, and it's a great finish. It's a great counter attack for Hungary and a great win for them. It's just so disappointing and.
Yeah, I think in hindsight, it would be a good foul to just foul him on the halfway line. But it's been, considering how good Scotland were in qualifying, I think it's been so disappointing. And also, it's like, I feel like if they'd have shown the same passion as the fans, because being in Germany in the last 10 days or whatever, the fans have been such a credit to the country. Tottenham has been excellent, and I just feel like the football kind of let them down a little bit. And I'm sure it's not for a lack of trying, but it just seemed a little bit negative from Scotland on the pitch.
Yeah, and sad scenes when you see the players leaving the hotel earlier today from their base in Garmisch-Partenkirchen, and obviously very sad to be going at this stage. And you know, as you say there, that they haven't given their best, because we saw that this is a team that could beat Spain just 17 months ago. And if you have a look at the statistics from this tournament, they are bottom in many of the areas that they would not want to be in terms of their shots, 17 through the 3 games, 3 on target through 3 matches.
Yes, it's not good enough, is it? If you want to score goals, if you want to progress, you need to be getting in the box. obviously shooting, scoring goals, getting those opportunities, and yeah, it just didn't work out for them this tournament.
And we know last night was billed, wasn't it, as this history-making team. They could get out of the group for the first time and get to the knockout stages, and they didn't. And historically, as well, it's just unfathomable, really, how they've not managed to, with the wealth of talent they've had over the years. Last night we were Dalglish, Souness, Baxter, Law. Look at the win rate in Euros history.
It's bizarre, and especially, as you said, the history, yes, but coming into this one, I really felt like they had the best chance of getting out. The groups had done so well, but then I don't know if it was because they played Germany first game, the home nation. Germany were flying in that game, and that maybe knocked them, and they couldn't recover from that. But it was so. Like Ellen said, they just didn't get enough bodies forward. They wasn't attacking that. They didn't get going at all, did they?
It just couldn't get it right. Obviously, in the first game, they felt the pressure a little bit, and then they just nothing went for them. It looks like.
Yeah, and think perhaps that Hungary team was there for the taking as well, because they were not a good side last night.
I mean, that was the game that they needed to win, that they needed to, really go for it. But only in the last 10 minutes we see them really trying to do something. So it was just unfortunate and disappointing at the end.
Sad way to leave the tournament. Right back to tonight's game between Albania and Spain in Düsseldorf, where the atmosphere is building nicely. The two sides have met on 8 occasions, with Spain winning all of them, scoring 31 goals and conceding just 3. It's fair to say Albania are the underdogs tonight.
E metterci in difficoltà il nostro avversario, è quello che abbiamo fatto in Italia anche con Croazia.
Albania është ndare shumë e madhe me talente shumë. Edhe normalisht sa pak edhe mëson shumë gjëra sepse evropianit t'jep mundësia të mësojsh edhe është nësi të lozësh kundër këtyre kombëtarëve të mëdha që janë, edhe ne kemi bërë shumë mirë. Po besoj se janë futët më të famshëm se gjithë botën pritet vetëm për futët. Unë e kisha këtu dhe qëndeshën e parë dhe kisha vesh, po thash ti vesh i takat e tjera edhe e lash për leshen me ditë me Kroacinë që pastaj morëm gjithë ata famë këfuzet edhe besoj se duhet vazhdoj akoma tjera dhe me rrugë. Normal tani ne kemi bërë analizë Spanjën edhe dhe japë maksimumi sepse nuk kemi dhe qa humbim sepse çdo gjë e kemi vetë në dorë nëse futemi si që kemi fut me Kroacinë që nga minuta e parë edhe me Italinë që ti marrim ato 3 pikë besoj se tutje edhe unë mendoj se duhet përgatitemi fort sepse lozim ndër një këmbëtare shumë e fortë me talente shumë të mëdhenj, por gjithëri futbollit nuk i dit asnjëherë dhe me pak fat mund edhe ti marrim ato 3 pikë.
Fare gare importanti contro l'Italia, Croazia, abbiamo stato lì da lottare, da combattere, da vedere l'orgoglio dell'Albanese in tutto il mondo. Noi siamo in Albania 3 milioni, si tratta di una nazione, lì c'è un peso e una responsabilità importante.
So team news for you. Albania make just the one change to the 2-2 draw against Croatia. Brentford's Strakosha keeps his place in goal. Baliu represented Spain at youth level. He plays in the Liga, comes in for the experienced Fusain. Inter's Aslani and Lecce's Ramadini continue in midfield ahead of Jarsula, who scored at both ends last time out. La Chini opened the scoring against Croatia on Wednesday, and Malai, who netted 18 goals in the Turkish Super League this season, takes his place up top. As expected, Spain have run the changes, 10 to be precise. Rayo wins only his 6th cap in goal. Navas becomes the oldest player to feature for Spain at a major tournament at the age of 38, while Laporte is the only survivor from the win against Italy. Rodri suspended, so it's a new pairing of Marino and Zubimendi in midfield. A goal from Torres and a last-minute winner from Olmo separated the sides when they last met in 2022. 34-year-old Joselu makes his first appearance at a major. So, interestingly, we're going to talk about Albania first. We'll get on to Spain and their incredible kind of list of changes and the difference as well in terms of age in Spain. The youth are out and the old guys are back in. But Aslani, the Inter player, he's the man who makes things tick, isn't he?
Yeah, he does. And he seems to be the one that wants to play forward the most. Direct with his pass, and he's got a lovely left foot. I think he got like 93% pass completion in Serie A last season as well. But this ball is a great ball straight up to Manai, and he had an unbelievable chance. This was quite late on in the Italy game, but potentially could have got that draw. But he's winning runner as well, not just wanting to pass forward, he wants to get in the box as well, and this was a massive chance for him to score a goal. Great save from the goalie. And also he does his defending as well, but not just that, is a lovely little cute ball to try and get Albania up the pitch, so he's definitely one that is exciting for Albania.
Jim Sheety had a great season with Atalanta. Obviously, they had a fantastic run, didn't they, in the Euro Cup and beat by Leverkusen in the end. He's going to be important to them.
Yeah, big player. They need to win the game today, and it's people like him, the skipper, that are going to be able to keep their heads where they need to be, keep them focused. I've been really impressed with him. He seems like a proper defender. He's in the right positions. So often now we see centre-backs that aren't in the correct position when defending crosses. I love this clip because he reads the play early, makes up the ground. But what I like about him, he doesn't actually clear the ball a lot. He tries to retain possession for his team, which is so important. Sometimes you're giving away throw-ins or goal kicks, and he doesn't often do that. He normally keeps the ball. Good on the ball as well, very comfy on the ball, can play, start attacks, playing forward. You see how he's read that? He could have got sucked into the striker, but he actually read the running behind. So he is a big player for them, and you know, even though Spain have made so many changes, they're still a great team. Albania are still going to have to defend, and if they win this game, it'll be players like him bringing the experience.
Yeah, 10 changes, which is something of a risk, isn't it, in terms of your momentum, I guess. But when you can bring a player of Navas's experience into the side and captain the side, a player who's won World Cup, European Championship, even at the age of 38, you know, it's quite a nice thing to be able to do.
Absolutely. They've had a tough season at Seville, but they finished on a high. Jesus had some very good games towards the end of the season. Perhaps that's what gave him the call-up. And it's just fantastic that at this age he's still going strong, especially for a fullback that have to go up and down, up and down. So credit to him, to his professionalism, and it's great to see. It's great to see.
Still not as old as Pepe, is he? You know?
Still not a machine like Pepe.
Joselu, 34 himself, I mean, he's a late bloomer. If you looked at his CV, you think journeyman. The only journeyman that ends up at Real Madrid and wins the Champions League final. I mean, his story is incredible, as you know. And he's got his chance late, hasn't he? You know, 33 before he was capped, full international.
Well, yeah, well, he's done his work and it showcased that he's here at this Euros, and it's his chance. You know, he wants to put in a big performance, potentially score a first goal at a major tournament. So, yeah, I'm excited to see him tonight and, yeah, see what he'll do, really.
And see what Spain are going to do. Do you expect them to just set about things in exactly the same way that we've seen them playing that high press and getting forwards as, you know, as the young players?
Definitely. They are comfortable, they already qualified, so I believe that they will go and try and play the same way, expansive football, score goals, and do what the coach normally demands from them.
And all those players tonight, they want to show that they should be involved in the first team.
100%, they're professionals, they're good players, they probably get into most other teams, so maybe they're not as strong as the original Spain side that we've seen the last two games, but they're definitely up there. But with all these old players, Jose, I don't know what we're doing sitting here. We should still be involved, isn't it?
Absolutely. But it's also like they feel like they can contribute to the success of the team. So that's very important. Everybody feels involved.
Imagine the wisdom that a 16-year-old Lamal's going to get from a 38-year-old in, you know, all that experience that they're going to be able to share and impart. Okay, let's get out there and see what Spain have got tonight, and have Albania got enough left that they can get themselves with a chance of getting out the group. Albania versus Spain. The commentators in Dusseldorf are Jermaine Genus and Guy Mowbray. Good evening.
Good evening, Gabby. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Dusseldorf. Possibly Albania's final destination of Euro 2024, but it's merely a stop-off for Spain, en route to Cologne for a last 16 tie on Sunday. They've played themselves into that most perfect position. Being able to use the squad, and with their first two performances have put themselves up there amongst the favourites to go all the way. A largely Albanian roar greets the players. Albania, well, their coach Silvino has said it best. Almost no one believed we'd be able to compete, but here we are, still in the tournament. The players gather for the national anthems, and we start with the Royal March of Spain. Small nation singing their hymn to the flag loudly, but even more proudly. There may have even been a tear in the eye of their Brazilian coach, Silvino. The Albania side shows one change from their 2-2 draw against Croatia, with the experienced Elsai Husai replaced at right back by Spain-born and raised Ivan Valiu, now with Rayo Vallecano, but who came through Barcelona's academy. Brentford backup keeper Thomas Strakosha again in goal. The former Aberdeen man Ilber Ramadani anchors midfield, alongside the team's best technical player, Christian Aslani. And up front, Armando Broja has again been overlooked, with Remanai preferred. He played 7 times for Watford 2 years ago in a spell hampered by a serious hamstring injury. Well, Sweden are conspicuous by their absence this summer, but they are represented by referee Glenn Nyberg. He's having a busy summer, nipping over the border to France next to officiate at the Olympic Games football tournament. As you fully expect, group winners Spain are almost all changed. Only Emerick Laporte has stayed in the side from victory over Italy. Arsenal's David Raya gets a game in goal, whilst there's just a third cap for Athletic Bilbao defender Dani Vivian, playing as Laporte's partner. And as the young stars take a break, it's time for two familiar older stages to get the spotlight. The former Manchester City man Jesus Navas is a 38-year-old fullback now, a World Cup winner 14 years ago. And if this is his last hurrah, It's likely to be a first and last for Hosselu, rewarded for his fairy tale season with Real Madrid. He only made his international debut 15 months ago, 2 days before his 33rd birthday. Jermaine is with me. And Jermaine, even though it is a second string Spain team, I think we fully expect them to make it 3 out of 3 this evening.
Yeah, well, first of all, good evening, everyone. I think that's exactly it, Guy. I think this is what is so interesting about this game. You know, I heard Ashley talking before the game about that Scotland team maybe not, I suppose, doing their fans justice with the performances that they put in. That's something you can't accuse this Albanian side of. That's why their fans are hoping today that they deliver.
And they've had their moments in the first 2 games. They've gone ahead in both. After 23 seconds against Italy, after 10 minutes against Croatia, they will come out absolutely full force. And they have the backing. The Dusseldorf Arena is all red, and it's mainly red and black rather than red and yellow.
Yeah, straight away as well. Intention's clear, get the ball in their half, press them high up the pitch, but this is still a lot of quality in this Spain side, and they pride themselves on being able to play through the press.
One thing that will take a bit of getting used to for some of us is Spain playing in all lemon.
You're not happy with that, Kit, are you? You keep talking about it.
Just messed with my equilibrium somewhat. And it's empty. Albania will try and do everything as quickly as they can. And with Strakosha, he's gone as long as he can. Here's Laci. Bayrami. Managed to get the cross in. Masani was trying to attack it. Spain haven't cleared successfully yet. They have now. Semi-successfully.
It's a big header in the back post from Ronaldo. Got himself into a really good position just inside that back post because the delivery was good. You can see the clear intentions from Albania. Slovenia's obviously said, get that ball as quick as you can. We'll get on the second balls, try and light this stadium up.
Laporte. Goes to Danny Vivian. Copa del Rey winner with Athletic Bilbao in April. Great partnership with Aitor Paredes for his club. Laporte missed the opening game with a muscle injury. He's back to full fitness. No Nacho in the Spain squad this evening. He's got an injury problem. And no Iosi Perez, the former Leicester and Newcastle man. Unlucky, he might want to start in tonight, but he's picked up a strain. Grimaldo. Can you clear their lines? Chase on for Aslani, and he's won the throw-in.
That's an early shout there for handball. It's definitely not, though. Yes, it is Olmo's arm, but they're clearly by his side, so correct decision there.
Slovenia's been in charge a year and a half. 80 games for Arsenal. 99 to 01, and then 15 appearances for Manchester City at the end of his career. Pushing forward at every opportunity that they get. They're not hanging about. took the lead against Croatia and then had the lead for an hour and defended superbly. They force a corner.
Tell you what, they're playing with confidence as well, aren't they? Albania knocking it around in between each other, clearly onside there. Because Vivian just played a little bit too deep in the line for Spain there, kept him onside. Gets into a good position. Spain got a corner to deal with now.
Slani will take it. Referee trying to sort out the crowd scene. There's not much room for manoeuvre for David Raya, that's for sure. Slani in, didn't get the flick that it needed.
Nearly a great ball, that.
Nearly, but not quite. Luis de la Fuente insists that his team is the best in the competition. He's been responsible for bringing through a lot of this young talent, having been in charge of the team that won the Under-19 European Championships in 2015 and the Under-21s in 2019. He's a Spanish FA man.
Just seems like the logical thing to do, doesn't it?
Said with his England hat on.
No, if you're working with these young players, you know them, you understand them, you can see it already in the way that Spain are playing and the trust he has in the young players.
We were talking about the Spain squad, weren't we? Young players starting, young players left out as well. The likes of Alejandro Balde, Barcelona, Pau Torres at Villa and Ansu Fati, they're not able to get in the squad at the moment.
Pedro Porro.
Another flying fullback. Happy with Vivian's challenge. Dani Olmo wriggles free of one. And almost through into the penalty area. And Shramadani trying to get it away for Albania. It does feel like Spain have had only a momentary dip and they're back as a major force again very quickly.
Yeah, they've got way too much quality to not be. I'm sure they've got plenty more coming through the system as we speak as well.
Laporte. 31 of the old stages. They made the switch from France 3 years ago. Never represented France at senior level. Vivian. Once again, Dani Vivian, who's only got one option, that's back to David Raya. Albania might try and attack in bursts. Here's Jesus Navas. Good looking cross, well defended by Ayeti.
Was a good looking cross, and that's exactly what Joselu wants to feed on. We saw his quality in the Real Madrid shirt this year, and with those types of situations, balls coming into the box, he will attack them. Gives a thumbs up to Jesus Navas.
Kasim Larchi was just shielding the ball out of play and took a bump from Mikel Merino, ex of Newcastle. Mitai.
Bit surprised they went short there, Albania. I think Spain are so good at pressing high up the pitch, it's going to be difficult for them to play through.
Ball was only half won by Laporte. This is Asani. It's going to run through to Raya rather than Raymanai. Spain on top of this Group B on 6 points. Italy 3, Albania and Croatia 1. But a win for Albania. Not only will it make history, for the first time they've done anything other than lose to Spain, but it would also guarantee them a place in the last 16. It's a tall order. A little like Georgia, a nation that doesn't routinely qualify for these tournaments, but they've won a lot of admirers here. Oyarzabal. Nicely intercepted by Asani. Only got one way to go, surely. It's Aslani.
There's simple things with this team why I think a lot of people have been drawn to supporting Albania is because you can tell the work that Silvino has done over numerous years is starting to come to fruition. The organisation, the way they're playing, the understanding in the system, when they drop off, when to press high. You know, they play with their heart, this team, and then, you know that they're not going to just lose this game easily.
And I lost the ball too easily there. Danny almost shifts it wide. Navas is in support. Jesus Navas. It's another good cross. And the header is kept out. It was Marino who met it. Saved by Strakosha.
Couple of good crosses now, I think, from Jesus Navas down that right-hand side. Just whipped in a deep cross. It's really difficult to defend that when it's going over the top of your shoulder.
Oh, and that's only just over the top. Spain wouldn't go away. Hosselu with an early opportunity.
Yeah, they need to get to grips with this, Albania. They've got to get tighter and stop closing down the crosses. Or just get tighter in those situations there. Jimshiti just way too far off. Hosselu there for that cross. They'll punish you, Spain, if you keep giving that much space in the box.
It's the sort of chance that Hosselu has been relishing with Real Madrid. Usually when coming on as a substitute this season.
His movement's good. You can see then he kind of takes the defender one way, makes the run to the near post. He'll be disappointed he didn't hit the target.
I understand that Real Madrid wanted to keep him for a further year's loan from Espanyol, who themselves have just got promoted back to La Liga. But the breaking news from Spain is that he's not going to take up that option, and he's bound for either Saudi Arabia or Qatar. Nacho leaving the Bernabeu for the Middle East as well. Dani Olmo, that's a lovely ball, and it's slotted in. Very nicely finished indeed by Ferran Torres. Albania started like a train, swarming all over Spain. Spain, well, they just kept their heads and let their rhythm build.
Well, this is a combination of a couple of things. First and foremost, time on the ball in midfield, and then an unbelievable run from Ferran Torres. If you just watch him on the right-hand side of your screen, he makes a run inside Mitai, almost picks up the ball. Watch him just on the right, left shoulder of him, gets his body position all wrong, Mitai, but the finish is clinical. Brilliant pass, brilliant run, and he just opens up his body. Torres, he hasn't got to take a touch. That's the quality of the pass, and that's pinpoint accuracy. That you're not stopping that.
It's the Barcelona forwards' 20th senior international goal. Albania 0, Spain 1. Torres has slipped down the Barcelona pecking order a little bit in the last season behind Rafinha and Robert Lewandowski. Had that 1.5-year spell with Manchester City that promised so much. Delivered quite a bit. And now he's delivered for his country and the European Championship.
I think one of the things that's always attracted teams to Ferran Torres is the goal-scoring element to his game. He's not just a wide player. He gets himself into good positions and he can be clinical, as we've just seen. See, 20 goals for Spain.
Yeah, in 44 games.
That's very clinical.
For a player who's as much a winger as a striker.
Yeah.
Lines are a little blurred these days. Can't pigeonhole players into positions like you used to.
No. He'll come back, always does.
These things have cycles. By Ramadani, but not very far. He has got a free kick with Marino clattering in a little bit late. Has just subdued the atmosphere inside the Dusseldorf Arena, which is still a little bit hazy due to quite a few flares that were lit pre-match. Nothing foggy about Spain's situation.
Yeah, but I've watched Albania a few times now. I think this is a different level of quality that they're up against, don't get me wrong, but they've been behind, you know, they've been kind of pegged back early in games, but they still seem to dig in there.
Marino had a lot to do and it proved too much. It was won by the very busy Yassir Assani, who then does get a free kick. And if I did express surprise at him being busy, he's totally out of favour at his club side in South Korea. He's not busy at all there. He's been left out after a fallout with the coach. He said he's overweight, he's not doing enough in training, and even if we lose 10 in a row, he's not playing while I'm here. There you go.
Overweight.
That's what they said.
It's harsh.
Stop looking at me as you say it. Masami. On to Valiant. Lachi. Rogo Spain with Ayazabal. Finding Osalu. Marino. It's going to go behind. Ferran Torres a little off balance. It was a difficult one for him to bring under control. Tell you what, I am enjoying Jermaine already. 17 minutes in. Just seeing Jesus Navas get flying down that right-hand side again as we made absolutely certain that Ferran Torres was always onside.
Yeah, it's clearly onside. Yeah, it's incredibly unfair against Ferran Torres when he's...
Navas.
Jesus Navas when he's at Sevilla still. Then, I mean, I think Jose was talking about it before the game, just the level of professionalism you have to not only just continue playing at that age, but to be doing it right at the top level. And keeping out players like Pedro Porro as well, by the way. It's clearly the experience, his ability on top of that, but just even by the start of this game, the energy level still, they're all there.
He's left out of the squad for almost 6 years until 2019, then for another 3 years between 20 and 23. Never threw in the towel.
He's one of them, he went to City as well, didn't he, for a little while, and then didn't quite work out maybe the way that he wanted, and went back to his home and got back some form. That's how he got back in.
Danny Olmo. Based in Germany for a while now with Leipzig. He's never actually played top level football in Spain. Thomas. Touch from Grimaldo. Wasn't crisp enough, but he's won it back. All very tight in there, and it is going to spin out for an Albania throw. We've mentioned Jesus Navas, so we should give a nod to Hosselu as well. Great story this season that he's had. Torres gives a chase to Jesus Navas. Grimaldo. Vivian. Dani Olmo. Spain playing their favourite game. We've got it, you can't have it.
Well, they've got the goal, haven't they? And the keep ball is the kind of order of the day, but they do spring into action. It's a different type of Spain, a different type of style. They're quite happy to put the ball at risk, to get in behind, to put crosses into the box, to make things happen. But in fairness to them, it is up to Albania to go and get it.
Tiki-taka plus. Yeah, more vertical than horizontal.
I've been seriously impressed in their first couple of games, in particular against Italy. They were so dominant.
Dani Olmo with a lovely touch, and it's well watched by Arlind Ayeti. Ramadani. Briefly tipped off, and then nothing wrong with Marino's secondary challenge. Not in the ref's view. Oyarzabal. Dani Olmo. Snatched and pulled well wide.
Both of Spain's centre-halves do this really well. They're really happy to just come flying into midfield to win tackles. It was Laporte. One of those ones Marino there, but prior to that, Laporte picked up the ball and Vivian does it as well. It really helps the team put some high pressure on the ball. Poor effort from Olmo, but really good start from Spain in this game. It can be difficult sometimes when you make so many changes to find that similar rhythm that they've had throughout the tournament. I think that was one of the almost negatives that people were thinking about. They had such a good start to the tournament. If you mix it up so much, you lose that momentum. But by all accounts, off the back of this game, they could have a whole group of players in their squad that are full of confidence.
Had won all 3 group games at the European Championship once before. That was in 2008 when they went on to win it. The only nation who won 3 out of 3 without conceding was Italy 3 years ago, and of course, they went on to win it. Grimaldo. Back to his feet, Dani Olmo, pinched away from him. Marino. Tomshiti got up to head away. That is a trip on Manai. And a free kick for Albania.
There we go again, bodies small. Look how many bodies they get into the box. 5 players there in the box. Just a little nudge. And Olmo there, just trying to put him out of his stride.
That was committed by Zubimendi. That's the reason for the free kick for Albania. Zubimendi and Marino are a partnership well used to one another at Real Sociedad. At Real Sociedad are the best represented club in the Spanish squad, 5 of them. Here goes Bahrami. Bahrami was trying to tease Dani Vivian, and he wasn't having any of it.
It made it too obvious what he was trying to do. He wanted to nutmeg him on the line, but he's got to do a little bit more with it to move Vivian around.
Just kept in. That will be Albania's ball. The young ones.
Yeah. Those 2 wingers, they are. You don't want to play against those 2, put it that way.
And Williams could help Lamine Yamal with his homework whilst they sit and watch. Has been doing it in between games. The 16-year-old.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Free kick Spain. A little handshake between Aslani and referee Naido. Marino. Oyarzabal. Off value for a Spanish corner.
Yeah, it's neat and tidy, isn't it? Just playing in between the lines, the positions of the players are just very disciplined. Very comfortable at the minute, Spain.
Ronaldo on the ball. Out comes Kosher. Didn't get as much of that as he wanted. Job was successfully done at least.
Well, he should have caught it, but we'll let him off for that one.
Interesting goalkeeper dynamics. Kosher was, season before, that's the understudy to David Raya at Brentford.
Yeah, he was brilliant against City in the opening game. Made some big saves.
Here's Dani Olmo. Ferran Torres constantly switching flanks with Mikel Oyarzabal. Zubimendi. Torres. That's going to be Strakoshes, and this one he does catch.
That's not the intention, though. There's no thought, really, is there, on either side, whether it's Navas or Ferran Torres, whoever it may be. I love the ball, they just whip that ball into the box, and it's like, well, somebody should be there.
Was caught. It was his own slight hesitation that cost him. Drew Ferran Torres in for a tackle he was perfectly entitled to make.
What's wrong with that?
Value's throw. Battling for it. It's Albania's again. In the studio, pre-match, 8 previous meetings of these nations, all won by Spain. They've scored at least 2 in every game. Albania's record competitive defeat came in 1990, 9-0 in qualifying for the Euros. Emilio Butragueño got 4 of them. The Vulture. What was your nickname?
It's JJ, mate.
Thought so.
Yeah. Or Nelson at one point as well. Street Fighter. Look it up, look it up.
Right, have to.
Here's my lanky legs.
Mid-tide as well. And got the deflection that he wanted to. It's going to be a throw. For Albania. Fort's competitive instinct has not been dulled by supposedly just dipping down the levels to play in the Saudi Pro League.
Oh, he's looked solid.
More defending for him to do here. Bayrami's progress has stalled a bit.
I think there's a few players at this tournament that you could say that about. I mean, Ronaldo's looked sharp still. N'Golo Kante's just... It looks like he's still playing for Leicester, never mind Chelsea.
Terrific.
You know, then obviously now the Force coming. Obviously looking after themselves, and the quality is just never going to leave them all of a sudden. It's just about the fitness.
Mid-time. Nicely played through to Lanchi. Ramadani. Ayeti. Bayrami. Aslani. There's mid-tide. It was Hazard Archie made a really good forward run. He was trapped by Marino.
Poor touch though, wasn't it?
Value. Asami. Watch that one sail.
Yeah, they just need to work a better angle for crosses like that. I think it's fine from, Asani to... He's got a very good left foot to try and whip that ball in there, but at the same time, I think the that deep in the pitch to try and whip one in there is very easy to defend. Just work it a little bit more patient.
Vocal and active section of Albania supporters behind David Raya's goal. Mostly in black, it's not being at Sellers Park, with the ultras behind the goal in Homesdale Road. Crystal Palace's finest. Flags waving. Despite their team being a goal behind, and Aston Stead heading out of the Euros.
That's good play. See, I think that's more. We're seeing more of that from Albania, kind of just putting those balls into channels, trying to win corners, free kicks, set pieces. I think the more they play in their own half, it just encourages Spain to get on top of them.
Slovenia's side have another throw in. Slavi had made a little dart, he wanted it thrown quickly. It didn't come his way. Towards Mana in the middle instead, and he goes down just outside the box. And all of his own doing in the rescue.
Yeah, he's got his hands full, Mana. With those two, Vivian and the ball. Both centre-halves standing strong at the minute.
Mendy has to go back to Raya. Jesus Navas.
You can see, I mean, he doesn't do much wrong, Vivian. They're both kind of holding each other. It's the right decision from the referee.
Oyazabal. Not ideal, the fullback. Marino is nearly the recipient of it. Zubimendi.
Always got really good width, haven't they, Spain? When they're on the ball, they've got players on the touchline all the time.
Navas is one of them. Defended by Ayeti in front of Hosselu. Got two wingers on both flanks with Grimaldo and Torres on one side and Oyazabal and
it's a big problem because every now and again Torres drops into that kind of more central position and supports Hosselu. Oyazabal does exactly the same, and those fullbacks, they just go. And if they're not tracked, I think that's why they get a lot of joy.
You looked like against Slovenia, didn't you?
I think I would have, yeah. When I was at Newcastle.
He's an unbelievable player. Yeah, very good fullback. And talking which, his assistant is one Pablo Zabaleta. And also Doriva, ex of Middlesbrough, on the Albania coaching staff too.
They've done an unbelievable job, haven't they? You know, you've got to say, it's been a process for them over a period of time, and when you kind of look at this stadium, and as it is, and you know, I'm sure the feeling is that they're going to continue it and learn from it and grow whatever happens tonight. It's a great story.
It's a real example of the levelling up of European international football.
It is.
Well, they're not level here, and there might be two down in a moment because Spain are coming. Also, he's making his way to the middle. He won't get there quickly enough, and Valio has to head behind because Oyazabal was on his shoulder.
Also, he's got his hands on his knees here. I mean, I think they're calling for a foul there on Manai. The game is either in or there, but Torres wasn't waiting. He just wants to slide that one across the 6-yard box, but a little bit too quick for his teammates.
Gets it back. Too high for Zubimendi. Chases on for Oyazabal. Dani Olmo. Giving David Raya a bit of something to do. on his goal yet.
The discipline on the ball that Spain have, it creates so much space that they're very hard to close down. None of the players are right on top of each other. They hold the width, they keep the space in midfield.
Here in some of it is Zubimendi. It's a lovely lift. Meantime, had to stretch everything to get to it. And it's won back by Jesus Navas. This is Dani Olmo. Stopped to the last. What a good tackle. The block made by Ginchiti.
How good has Navas been, by the way? Just chance after chance he's creating down that right-hand side. Creates his own opportunity here as well. Pressing, that's the right back pressing on the touchline. Picks out his man, it's actually a reasonable touch. He gets fired into Olmo. Really good block by Ginchiti.
One of the criticisms of his time at Manchester City as a winger was that his ball-in wasn't the best.
Yeah. In honesty, it wasn't at City, but...
That's a bit, not away yet. That's Dani Olmo, and that's wide. He was looking for a teammate rather than going for goal, and nobody able to get onto it.
It's good to see what he was trying to do with this, whether he was trying to dink it towards the back post or whether he saw he has the ball and thought, I'll try and find you. Kind of in between, isn't it? I'm going to say he's gone for Ayazabal.
I think so. Wasn't far off finding him.
No, it was the right name, it was the right idea. I think in situations that everyone's expecting you to shoot, and they kind of press out and don't look at what's behind them. He gets it right, it would have been in.
Some blonde faces under the kaleches, the traditional white felt hats of Albania. You were making Albanian friends pre-match, aren't you?
Yeah, I was making
Who knew? Everybody's stopping and asking you for a photo, so
unbelievable.
You might rival Norman Wisdom for popularity in Albania one day. And I advise anybody to look that up. It's a fascinating story.
I think they're going to have to.
Marino Santagaraya, Premier League Golden Glove winner last season. Goodness me. Well, that's what happens when you can have it too easy for too long, I guess.
He's a strange one, Ryder, isn't he? He seems to just have one of them in him every now and again. Even for Arsenal this year, and I thought, it was a reasonable season for his first year, at such a big club, but he just still seems to have one of them in him. He's just got to get rid of.
It's Grimaldo. Beautifully taken down and scrambled away pretty neatly by Albania too. Hardly away. Rami, I think, quite rightly put the brakes on a bit, waiting for some support to arrive. It's here now. But he's held on too long.
Well, he had the runners. He didn't have a clue what to do with it there, Virami. Just decisive and got caught out. It's an important period in the game now, though, for Albania. They've got to keep their heads. We're looking at, 6, maybe 7 or 8 minutes of time added on. It's important they don't concede before half-time.
With the traffic the way it's been, if there can be just one down at the break, it's kind of good.
Well, they can regroup. There are things that I'm sure Slovenia will want to do as this game goes into the latter stages where he puts more pressure onto Spain, but they just need to keep their shape right now and get in at half-time, just the one down if possible.
Spain utterly dominant. Bounces out for Spanish throwing. Next Ronaldo, just down the road from his home ground. Bundesliga title winner, Europa League runner-up with Bayer Leverkusen this season. Last season. That's the Arena on the way here. There's Marino. Here is Grimaldo. It's a lovely ball, and the header is just over the top. Ferran Torres allowed to wait for it.
It's another cross into the box that Albania have struggled to deal with. I think he's thinking about volleying this at one point. When he looks at it, he's thinking, get down, I can volley it. And then last minute, he realises he's got to attack it. Just didn't quite get it right. He had to kind of generate the pace. Trying to find that far right and that far corner.
Easy, up and away. Left for Laporte. We'll go back to Ryan. 41 minutes played, just about. It's all about Spain.
Yeah, a bit impressive, really impressive. Really professional performance, exactly what you'd expect from a team that's playing so well in the tournament, even with the changes. All these players coming in, they want to impress, they want to show their manager, look, if I need to be called upon, I'm ready. And they're doing exactly that.
It's pinged back to Strakosha for the Albania free kick anyway. Well, it's England tomorrow, so we won't witter on about England tonight, but one thing of note, if Albania fail to win tonight, England will be guaranteed a place in the knockout stages, regardless of what happens next. They would absolutely be certain of at least a place as one of the best placed third teams. We don't want to think about that yet. Navas is flying down the right again, but ignored this time. Grimaldo has loads of space on the left. Grimaldo in. Oh, it's another gorgeous cross. Ferran Torres, that's a nice touch. Dani Olmo, and he's behind, off Ayeti for the corner. We were nearly treated to a sumptuous goal.
They're doing it so well, Spain. I think, again, we mentioned because of the Yazabal and Torres position, they're going into the box. So naturally, the Albania kind of defensive unit, they get tighter together. And it creates all this space out wide then for the fullbacks of Grimaldo and Navas to exploit, and they're doing it so well.
Grimaldo at the angle. Malachi. Navas to find Raya. Zubimendi. Reno. After Puranazapa, we get it all wrong, and yet strangely right. He's on the ball again, thinking it out wide to Grimaldo. Lovely pullback. Really ought to have been finished by Mikel Merino.
Could be 3 or 4 this easily, couldn't it? It's just on repeat down this left-hand side, chance after chance. Lovely pullback from Grimaldo. I think Marino's a difficult chance. He's under pressure, to be honest with you. Just trying to get some contact onto target.
Into the 45th minute we go. Ayeti. Value. Asani. Kinchiti. There's an opportunity to hit that. It's saved by Ryan. The first bit of proper goalkeeping he's had to do. And it came in quickly from Aslani.
Yeah, really good strike from Aslani. Look how it was going wide or not, but either way, Ryan didn't know that. I think it's bending into the corner. Really good strike. Gets hold of it, look. Yeah, that's definitely going in. passing at any stage, was it? You could see it in his manner. If anything, he's been one of the quieter of the new players to come in, so he'll be desperate to kind of make his mark on the game. You'll know this is one of the games where he wants to get his name on the score sheet.
Love that, new players. Well, he is, he absolutely is. Made his international debut 2 days before his 33rd birthday. Unbelievable story. Half-time in Dusseldorf and Spain are halfway to making it the perfect 3 out of 3 in the European Championship group stage. We've seen Albania score early in their opening 2 games, but this time there's one against them. Netted by Ferran Torres. And the way this first half has been played, we might even have a few olays before the end. Spain in charge. Albania 0, Spain 1.
Yeah, that was a very enjoyable half of football, wasn't it? And especially if you're a Spain fan, because it must be delightful to know that you can make 10 changes and your team plays almost exactly the same way, and they could have had more, couldn't they?
Yeah, definitely. They've been in total control. I think from the first minute Albania tried to press them, Spain played through it, and they've just been... They've had the draw of the park, really, but considering they've made 10 changes to come and play that good, and Jojo, you said before, they're going to try and play the same way, and they've done exactly that. They've made it really difficult for Albania, but it's just a joy to watch them because they've got so many different options and styles.
And of course, as you said towards the end of me, like, where's Torres not starting? Oh yeah, those two. And that's the thing, isn't it? There's such a wealth of talent there.
The depth that they've got in the squad is unbelievable, and yeah, like you say, you make 10 changes, but the quality is still so high. The connections, the relationships, the way it's just free-flowing football, and it is a joy to watch.
It shows a lot of work. Yeah. It looks like the manager is, you know, his work is coming through.
Yeah, and of course he's a coach who has worked all the way through the age grades, hasn't he? And so I guess that style, that DNA, is something he's put in place originally, that blueprint, and they all know how they're going to play. Okay, let's start, shall we, with the goal, Torres. And it involved a player we're going to talk a lot more about, Olmo, because he had a fantastic goal.
Yeah. Laporte obviously gets the ball here, and it's an absolute midfield cutting pass into Olmo, but the weight of passing to Torres there is just so beautiful, and they just completely just cut through the centre of the pitch, really. And Jersey said about the striker coming over and maybe blocking that pass.
All the credit to Spain, obviously, and a great ball from Laporte. I just think that the striker needs to put a little bit more pressure on Laporte. And if the winger could be, react quicker to be more inside, so he can try and affect the game somehow and make them go wide, I think it could prevent. Then the fullback is with the feet in the wrong position. He didn't have a glance to where the striker was, and then he got caught.
And a great return for a winger, 20 goals in 44.
Yeah, he's unbelievable. The timing of that run, I think that might look really simple, but it's not, because the timing of his run was perfect, the pass was perfect, and then you can see his effortless finish into the corner. Brilliant.
So we're going to talk about Olmo because he has been involved in so many of their good moves, hasn't he? He hasn't played football in Spain, actually, since he was 16 years old. He's been playing for Leipzig recently and out of the country since then. But obviously, still, as we say, he's in that kind of DNA of the way they want to play, and he's really shone.
Yeah, caught the eye straight away with his positioning and his patience, and then there's a lot of little bits of clever play. But you see here, he just checks his shoulder, he knows what's around him, great bit of skill turn, but he can't do that bit of skill unless he's checked what's near, reading the play, intercepting, and then he's on the front foot. He's had a few driving runs forward as well. He's really set the team up. He's in that position again, which is so difficult. So difficult. If you're a centre-back, you don't know if to go and mark him, or a full-back, or do you pull the wide man in like Jose said. It's a really clever position. Here he's driving through the middle of the pitch, full of energy, gets them playing again, and then what I like about him is he picks the right pass. So sometimes we've seen on the goal that he put Torres in, sometimes he goes out wide. Really clever again, another check with the shoulder, he knows he's got space to turn, and that's nearly another wonderful ball which kind of doesn't come off in the end. If you watch his movement on this again, goes in that one step back there. I know he has a bit of a bad touch and it gets blocked, but that step back is the difference between a goal and not a goal sometimes. Real patience. This is what That's enjoyable. That's what you enjoy. That's what you want to watch football for. It doesn't come off in the end, but just a really bright, clever player in that midfield. And considering the players that start normally for Spain, he's come in and he's been a joy to watch.
I was just going to say as well, the amount of bodies that are in the box as well, not just always in lovely space. The amount of bodies they want to be in the box, they're in the right kind of positions, front, middle, back post, on the edge, and it just seems those connections seem to be working.
And as you said, you know, he's in space there a few times. What do Albania do to make sure he's not in as much space in the second half?
It is tough, let's be honest here. Spain is a great team. It's very difficult to play against Spain from experience, but I believe that the best thing that they could do is make them go wide, protect the inside, because what Spain wants is to play through the lines, in between men, in their little pockets, so really make them go wide and then defend as a group.
You'd expect a Spain team in qualifying to have high possession. They did, 73%. You'd expect them to have high passing accuracy. They did, over 93%. One of the attributes of this team is that they also scored more goals from crosses than anybody else, and this feels like their armoury is expanding, you know, and today we've seen some beautiful crossing, haven't we?
And which is scary for all the other teams in the tournament. And what Jose is saying is perfect. You'd want them to go outside, but this is Navas, the fullback, so high and wide. This is early on in the game. He doesn't hesitate because now they've got Hosselu in the box. They know that they can put the ball in there. And like Ellen said, they've got a lot of players in the box willing and ready to head the ball. So straight away, this is the veteran Navas down by the corner flag. Another good ball. Marino gets his head on it, it's unlucky, he heads it down. So the problem that Albania are facing is it's almost like pick your poison. They're either going to play through you or they're going to throw the ball into the box, which is something that you don't normally associate Spain with, but they've done this on numerous occasions and they're not hesitating. Grimaldo's been great as well down this left side, has a little look, deep cross, but look, there's 5 bodies in the box, so Spain are now, they've added a different dynamic because we're all used to them playing this clever, intricate passes and possession game, which they're still doing, but they're happy to get it wide and put it in the box with Hosselu, so it's going to be a long 45 minutes for Albania.
It is. There was a chink of hope and light, though, at the end of the half for Albania. We didn't have a lot to show you in terms of their attacking endeavour, but Aslani, who we talked about pre-match, Alan, he had a chance.
He did. Now, I think it's been a frustrating night for him, but again, he shows his quality here with the strike. He is unlucky. It's a great save by Raya, but yeah, it's just been frustrating for him getting on the ball. There's not been a lot of options for him looking forward. Mala hasn't been great holding up the ball, so yeah, it's a frustrating night, but yeah, it's a chance for them.
They have to be alert to it. Yeah.
All they need, by the way, if they keep it at 1-0 and they keep their spirits, like we've seen them. We've seen how close they are together. If they keep that, they might squeeze something.
Yeah, get some more as well. True. Okay, a reminder, there is plenty more sport to watch on iPlayer.
When you're a champion, there's something extra that is not normal.
It begins with the goal of winning everything.
We have this.
That makes them special. And then in the last few minutes, just turn.
Your legs were jelly. Only my friend want to play football.
You've waited 77 years for this. Epic sport documentaries. Watch now on BBC iPlayer.
And we've got 2 more live matches for you tomorrow. In Group D, you can see France versus Poland from 4:30 on BBC One at iPlayer, or if you'd rather watch Netherlands take on Austria, that's live on BBC Two and iPlayer. And there's full commentary on England's crucial match against Slovenia on BBC Sounds at 8 o'clock. And don't forget, you can download the Football Daily on BBC Sounds. And if that's not enough, there's a fan Q&A with Cesc Fabregas on the BBC YouTube channel, and it is well worth a look.
No, it's not.
Look alert for original comedy. Watch now on BBC iPlayer.
Highlights now of the other game in Group B. Croatia against Italy with commentary from Danny Murphy and Jonathan Pierce.
decide who goes through from this Group B fascinating last phase of games. The first attempt of the game, and it's a fine save by Donnarumma, and it was a very good effort for Croatia by Lukasic. No, not for Croatia at the moment. It's a chance to get the cross in. It's a great cross. And it should have hit the target from Retegui. What a brilliant cross from Calafiori. Just does enough to put him off Guardiola. As it comes in, it swings away. Touch off and the big cross in from Barella. Big chance, lovely save. Super save to deny Bastoni. Excellent cross here, beautiful. So clever and cute. Waiting for the net to bulge. He should score Bastoni there.
So as it stands, Spain would be getting 9 points from 3 wins in these championships, and of course they will top the group. Italy's point that they currently have in that match against Italy means they would end up in 2nd place in the group, and at the moment that means that they would face Switzerland in the round of 16. But obviously lots can change, so don't go booking the tickets to Berlin, which is where that game would take place. They're very impressive, you know, in Spain. Obviously they've done this before. They're on course to win all 3 Euros group matches for just the 2nd time, and the last time they did it in 2008 they went on to win the tournament. The way they're playing in that first half, Helen, are they really want to play?
I think so. Also Portugal look very good as well. But no, yeah, I just think that, I know we said it a number of times, the changes they've made, they still look so good going forward. The passing, the movement, just those relationships and connections, and I can see them potentially scoring more than this the second half.
I was asking you during the match there about the rivalry with Portugal and just how much antagonism there is between the two countries. They are your biggest rival.
Yes, without a doubt, there's something there. We, you know, through history, the times we play them, you know, there's always tension. So, you know, they're a great team. You can see the positivity in the team. You can see the energy. And it would be a nice game. Portugal, Spain in the semis or in the final would be a nice game.
It would,
Sorry,
it would be that, wouldn't it? It would be a great game, and it would get the whole of the Iberian Peninsula going for sure.
Yes.
And do you feel like they kind of think, we shouldn't think this because of their record in qualifying, and also they won the Nations Cup last year. It feels like they've slightly come in under the radar, though, because of other teams performing well.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think we've been distracted by France and England and all other teams, and when you've got this team here, this squad here, should we say, they've definitely got. I change my favourites every day, so I can't say. But like on the back of this, so if you think that maybe they get an injury to one of their starters, or someone equally as good is coming straight in, so the whole squad, which you need in the tournament, you look at Eder scoring the winning goal for you guys. You're going to need 8 players that you probably at the start of the tournament wouldn't expect.
Well, De La Fuente, he, as I said before, he came through the age groups, and actually Olmo was in the team that won the under-21s Euros with him. So, you know, you look at the kind of relationships as well that he's had with players, let alone the ones that are a bit older who've kind of already done it. They've already won World Cups and Euros. So you've got this amazing spread, haven't you, of talent and experience and raw kind of optimism with the young players who feel like they can do anything.
Well, that's what you need in a winning squad, don't you? That balance of that experience, the youth, what they want, you know, the philosophy of the way they play, and Joe said before about that togetherness of what obviously Frank has obviously created with this team. It is so exciting, but you could probably say what you must have experience and youth with your squad as well.
Yes, it's about the balance in the squad, that energy from the youth, the reverence from the youth, and then the experience from the old heads. And you've got to have a little bit of everything to be successful at the end of the day.
Yeah, and on that experience, 41 years old though, Pepe, I mean that is just...
We just gave a masterclass the other day against Turkey. That was a masterclass from a centre back.
How? How is he still doing it? How's his body still holding up?
Excellent professional, lives his life very, you know, to the detail, recovery, nutrition, sleep, rest, everything. I mean, he's a machine.
There's still time. Put you on the Pepe plan. We'll get you on the Pepe plan. Listen, I know, look, Wales are in all sorts of kind of change and flux at the moment. Obviously, going to be looking for a new manager. You're probably going to be thrown into the ring for that one as well. Okay, let's rejoin now our commentary team, shall we? Jermaine Genus and Guy Mowbray for the second half. Laporte's off, Guy.
He is, Gabby, yeah, and it's another Frenchman, if you like, playing for Spain, who's come on in his place, Robin Lenormand. He started the first two games, and that's the half-time alteration, a straight swap at centre-back. Another Real Sociedad player on the pitch. Myself and Jermaine were just thinking, we were talking about machines and fitness, and we thought that was going to be the link back to us.
Oh, wow, really? Not seen you in the gym once.
Well, you've got to pick your times.
Oh, correct.
Spain are about to get the second half underway. Yeah. 1-0 up against Albania, and on the way to making it 9 points out of 9 in Group B in the European Championship. Actually, if you're Albania, they are still in it, with it only, I say that markedly, 1-0 at the moment. And from what we've seen from Albania, from what we know of the likes of Zabaleta and Silvino in charge, they won't go out quietly whilst there is still a chance.
I'd like to think so. I do think, though, you know, sometimes managers can be very stubborn with their styles and the way that they want to play, but I think they're going to have to adjust things at some point during this game to put more pressure on this Spanish side, because, you know, I felt like they coasted through that first half there, Spain.
So good to go. John Nyberg has done his counting up. I went up with the DJ just to finish his music. And we're waiting to make sure that the other game, the Italy-Croatia game, kicks off at exactly the same time. Silvino's got the chance to impart just a little bit more wisdom to his players before they get going again. We see the 16-year-old boy wonder at some stage tonight.
It wouldn't surprise me if we did.
Well, it's all in sync, this European Championship. And now, all at once, Italy will start their game against Croatia and Spain will restart the game here against Albania. With precision. Precision is an accurate word to describe the way Spain went about their first half business. We lost one of the last 14 matches in all competitions. That was at the London Stadium in March, 1-0 against Colombia. Mr. Lafuente integrating players that he's brought through with him from the under-19s, even before that. The likes of Dani Olmo and Fabian Ruiz, Merino and Oyarzabal, who started tonight. And there's one who keeps on coming back, Jesus Navas.
Well, it's definitely clear these players play a lot of football together and have done. Still do, some of them. As you mentioned, the Sociedad players. Is it 4 on the pitch now? Or is it? Yep, it is.
Don't doubt yourself.
You gave me a funny look, I was like, when I run.
Lenormand. Taking possession from Vivian. Basque rivals. Athletic Club and Real Sociedad. Another cross comes in! Oh, I really thought that had been finished by Hotelou, who is desperate for his big tournament moment. This will be his last chance.
Well, that was nearly it. And it's hardly a chance, if I'm honest with you, Guy. On his weaker side, you'd say, gets his leg into a great position there just to kind of get some form of contact on it, volleys it. And nearly scores an absolute worldie.
Should qualify on his last chance tonight, or indeed at this tournament, but it will certainly be his last tournament. And first. He almost slipped back to Marino, didn't work. Jim Sheety finds Mitai. That's given away. That was Bayrami's error. Marino slides it through. And Strakosha claims it just with value there to help him out.
I thought it felt like a good ball that from Marino. It was just like Oyarzabal just didn't get out of the blocks.
Shkipri is the chant from the Albania fans. Wish for Albania or Eagles. There's Mitai. Now Aslani. Mitai, Jim Sheety. Bayrami. Ramadani. This is value. It will be when the ball arrives. Lost it now, Marino. Danny Olmo's on his way in the middle. Here is Danny Olmo. He was looking to feed Hosselu. There was no way through to it.
Great touch as well from him. Unselfishly trying to find Hosselu. Could have had a shot actually.
Albania are being cheered upfield. Hassan. Looking for Aslani. Zubi Mendy. And there are 4 in the box here. 5 to stay. Lachi. Down and away. Danny Olmo has the pace to charge away, and he's got support. In fact, he's gone for goal. He saw Strakosha off his line.
It was off. It was way off his line, Strakosha. He's been good, Olmo. Very impressive in that number 10 role, providing the lovely assist for Ferran Torres for the goal. He's not dangerous.
Some player. Leipzig number 10. 8 goals in the season, just ended his best as a Leipzig player. Started with a hat-trick against Bayern Munich in the German Super Cup last August. Torres loses the ball, and he's fouled in the process, and the ref's view, it's going to be a free kick for Spain.
Yeah, I think it's fair. Didn't quite get the ball, get the man first, and then gets the ball next.
Got a yellow card out here, and he's showing it. The Albanian bench, was that Silvino? I think it was, yeah. He's still wagging his finger. He'll get another one for dissent if he doesn't watch it. That's all it could have been for. I think he should be quite reserved.
I don't know if he has kind of signalled a diving or something.
Found a way for Bayrami, and this is better for Albania in terms of the urgency they're showing in trying to get forward. Hassani now. This way, the other way, back again. Almost got his head to it first, almost lost it.
Hassani's just got to use the width there. know, he's got Baliu on that right-hand side. Just use him, let him get the ball in the box. There's a sign again. Back with Arieti. Albania supporters have found their voices once more. Yeah, they have. Mita. Back with Jimshiti. Islami. From Man Eye. Zubimendi. Vivian. Staying back to keeping it after a little Albanian flurry. Spain is doing what they needed to do, really. Those Albanian fans started to get going again. They keep the ball and they just kind of bring the temperature in the stadium down. Ryan. Returned by Zubimendi. Vivian. Porcelain. The width that Spain have is so obvious and impressive. Navas on the right, Ronaldo on the left. The ball from Marino wasn't impressive. It was a bit swifty. Follow through tackle. The ref will let play go. He might have a word with Marino because that's not his first offence tonight. No. I'd be surprised if he don't go back to that. Slani finds Ayeti. Jimshiti. There's Bayrami. Bayrami with a positive run into a dead end ultimately. He just needs to do better there, Bayrami. He's just running into this dead end. He needs to get his head up, make something happen, or have a shot. Just have a bit more conviction in your play. Vivian. We were in the first half when Albania have a little burst and then just hang back again and wait for the next opportunity. It's fits and starts. We still haven't had an Albania goal here, 1-0 Spain, but we have had a goal in the other game in the group, and Croatia have got it. Luka Modric's penalty saved by Gianluigi Donnarumma, and then just a moment later, there he was, popping up to pick up a rebound off the Italian goalkeeper to give Croatia the lead against Italy. And that changes the Group B picture. As it stands now, it's Spain on 6, Croatia on 4, Italy 3 and Albania 1. Albania can turn this one round. It's Arrivederci Italy. The holders struggling a little bit. And the Albanian supporters in particular just got wind of that.
could cheer a Croatia goal, needs must.
See if the team can respond to that. They've actually been better in this second half. So really until they get into that final third and the quality's just not been there.
In truth, it is all about what they do themselves here. It's pointless to tortoise up as Spain continue to knock the ball around them with effortless ease. Slovenia's going to make a change in a moment or two. See Armando Broja getting ready. Spain looking for number 2. It was Dani Olmo trying to get it. Nino lifts it into the air. Ferran Torres challenges. Jimshiti will get it away.
It's interesting to see what this change is, whether he keeps one eye on the pitch or not. Knows right the line. It's all that the fans like, though. They're happy with it.
Possibly going down too easy there for me. So on comes the player who spent the second half of the season on a frustrating loan spell with Fulham. Didn't make a Premier League start for them. The Chelsea striker from Slough, Albanian family.
I mean, he should be starting in this team, shouldn't he, really? There's obviously something not being right with him, whether it's his fitness or his form. Maybe some work rate on the pitch, whatever it is. Sevilla's obviously felt the need to take him out of the side, but the fans are delighted to see him on the pitch now, and he's got to show him, he's got to give everything in this second half for his country.
It's more of a physical presence than the player who's replaced Manai.
Quality. He's got more quality, you know. I think, Manai, he gets himself about, but...
Dani Olmo. And Olmo will be there again. Jimshiti. Clear, not completely out of the box yet, it is now. And now is Broja. Well, he did the first part of the job, but there was cover from Vivian. It's easily intercepted. Merino. Ferran Torres. Mito. Jesus Navas. Got the better of Kasim Larchi. Zubimendi. The turner away from Larchi. Supporters everywhere we've been in Germany. And Noble. Vivian. Misplaced header. Misplaced corner for Albania. Referee has stopped the game because the flag was up, and he was going to allow Spain the chance to make a change. Mikel Oyarzabal into the player going off. It's going to be Fleming Lopez to come on in his place. It's another young player from the never-ending Spanish production line. It's only his second cap for Barcelona midfielder and his competitive debut.
I think Oyarzabal was steady today in that team. He's a player that he's missed a lot of football, hasn't he? Due to injuries and so on at his club Sociedad, so got some important minutes in the system.
What that means is that every outfield player in the Spain squad has had game time in the championship.
Brilliant. It's what you want. It's so good for the cohesion of a squad. You know, to get out there, get minutes, you feel a part of it.
It was the yellow card for Slovenia. with Ryan. Then you have to find a way to force Spain out of this stroll that they're enjoying in the Dusseldorf evening walk.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can see at the minute from a system point of view, it looks like without the ball, they're trying to get, you know, somebody up close to Broja, and at the minute it's Largy that is closest to him, but it's not really having an impact as yet. Spain still finding it really easy. I just think that I'm fine with kind of getting the game to a certain point and then throwing everything at Spain, but it's essentially, this is the last game, this is it, it's on the line, they need to win the game.
Was that not a bit Scotland last night?
Yeah, it's exactly that. It's just kind of like, what have you got left in the tank now to kind of really make this not just a very good tournament, but a special one?
By Rami, he's working as hard as anybody out there in a red shirt.
You can't fault any of them, you really can't. It's just maybe a little tweak in the system that this gives them a better chance of putting, you know, those two centre-halves of Spain under a little bit more pressure.
But of course, the caveat of the quality of player they're up against.
Of course, that is it. You know, when you play against Spain or any Spanish side, trust me, it's hard just to get the ball back.
So that obtained experience in your voice. Now a chance, kicked out by Ryan. It was Broja with a snapshot. Well, there we go, that's how quickly the picture can change. And how quickly Albania can move it when they want to.
Well, it's a really quick thinking from the free kick. Actually, I think Ryan does really well. I think Broja's trying to lob him. He kind of threatens to come and then kind of stops. So he gets himself into a better position just to catch him. I don't think he realised how much time he had, Broja. He could have let the ball just drop a little bit more and hit it with more purpose.
It's Balliu's throw. Don't think about going anywhere. I have a feeling that the green launch button is about to be pressed for Albania. Here they come again. And this is Aslani. Why not? Why not? He's got the deflection, he's got the corner, he's got the support. Here we go, Albania.
That's exactly what they needed. Just sulking just to get his place. Rocking in with more some confidence in their play. As I said, corners, free kicks, chances.
Aslani puts it in. Oh, too much enthusiasm. It is kept in by Ayeti. Adrenaline was surging through Aslani there. He's still out on the left wing. First time flip. Bayrami. Jimshiti. Bayrami. Never really had the ball under full control, and he wasn't tripped. The referee's going to give him a yellow card for the way that he flung himself to the floor.
I don't like that guy, but I have to say, the referee's in a great position to see him. We've seen quite a bit of this tournament. There's some kind of contact there, I have to say, but just there, though. The referee obviously deemed it not enough for it to be going down.
Never get away with that double movement in midair. Jesus Navas only has a little bit of sympathy.
I think either way, the fact that refs are calling players out on it is brilliant.
Just time for me to tell you about what's coming up tomorrow. Well, BBC One, 4:30, as we reach that crucial stage, the final round of group games. France v Poland. That starts at 4:30, kick off half an hour later. And on BBC Two from 4:45, it is the Netherlands against Austria. And just a reminder, if that France game whets your appetite, even if he doesn't play, you can watch all about Kylian Mbappe, the documentary. It's a brilliant watch on BBC iPlayer.
It's a good free kick, by the way. This is what's worrying about Raya. I think it's Hudson who switches off. His positioning is just very good, Raya. Holds his position, knows the shot's coming.
And that was the cleanest of touches. Lillian almost allowed Albania in. For the first time all night long, Spain under pressure, followed by another moment of pressure. Broja is still on the floor here.
This does not look good for Broja. Rolling around, I don't know. Kind of holding his knee.
with ball and play.
It's kind of holding a weird part of his head, but he just didn't get the contact, did he? It's almost like his ankle for that chance. Huge chance for him. Should do better.
And Arsenal fans have seen that. That's the best of David Raya.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's made some fantastic saves. I think it's the comment that I made earlier. Arsenal fans have seen that as well. You know, those kind of sometimes overconfidence with his feet.
Mita. Shitty. Strakosha away. Two Albanian changes are about to come.
They've lost something in Spain, haven't they? I think, you know, whether it's the fitness of Albania playing, this team playing 90 minutes, and then obviously the Spain side, just the majority of these players have been sitting and watching, and then they kind of chucked out there on a humid night. The pace has just dropped a little bit. I'm sure Fuente will be bringing in the changes very soon.
Slowly turns back. Value is in support of Asani. Asani with the drill into the box. I think he may have been going for goal. It was never likely to beat Brian from that sort of range.
He was definitely going for goal. There's no doubt about that.
Definitely wasn't the right choice. Here's Ferran Torres. It's the other side of the coin. The more Albania push, the more there might be the opportunity for Spain to get this sealed. That was Navas. Didn't get the angle that time. It was deflected behind. It'll be a Spain corner. They're going to make two changes. Albania have had two ready for a while. Theirs will come before the corner. Kasilac is going off. In his place, a player who's nowhere near as experienced. In fact, this is the 20-year-old Maidon Berish's competitive international debut. Plays with Lecce in Italy. And also coming on, Albert Hoxha. He's taking the place of Nedim Bayrami. It's only Hoxha's 7th appearance for the national side. Spain's choice will come after their corner, which is taken now. Pressure on the ball. And the throwing goes Albania's way. 20 minutes of the 90 to go. There we go. Lamine Yamal. We are going to see the 16-year-old, and we're also going to see the 31-year-old Alvaro Morata. Ferran Torres is leaving the action. The scorer of the goal. That is the difference between the sides still. It's a great finish. As you said, it's the difference. Keeping these sides apart. These are two players that could really put this game to bed, make life a lot more comfortable for Spain as it stretches, as we've seen already. Mitai on this left-hand side is going to have his hands full dealing with the Marlin out on his own. Rats are on for Hoxha. Marino was on his way, just a little further forward, the Real Sociedad number 6. To take on his opponent immediately. Might yet create a chance, he's on it again. Albania win it back. Through Berisha. Down goes Aslani. Free kick for the Eagles. Albania get one, or you will hear about it, and it will set up the most incredible finale potentially here. And it might be Spain, but there's no way through for Morata. Yeti in the way.
Breuer, either way, we're going to get some chances in this game now. As we get closer to the end of it, because it's all or nothing time for Albania.
It has to be. Zubimendi. Lenormand. Vivian. Navas. Morata. Merino. Dani Olmo. Great thrown out by Robin Lenormand. Breuer. It's going to be Albania's ball. No way as comfortable for Spain this second half as it was throughout the first. Still has not enough threat on David Raya's goal.
I think that's the main thing, Guy. There's not really been any clear-cut chances. Breuer had that big chance, but Spain's still very comfortable in this game. If anything, it's just because the intensity's dropped a little bit. Albania's fitness has shown for the last 10 minutes or so, but it feels like one of those games where the gaps are just going to get bigger and bigger for Spain to exploit.
Here's Jamal. Flag is up for offside here as Morata is denied the chance of tucking it away by Strakosha. Nearly set up for him by Fermin Lopez. See Morata clearly offside.
Yep.
Albania have another push forward. Berisha. Berisha allowed to drift. That's great tracking back.
It's just not quite been there tonight for them in that final third. It's the right pass at the right time, just haven't been able to find it.
Almost found Fermin Lopez now. Fermin Lopez just got half a yard, two in his way though. Good bumble back to Strakosha again. And here's Aslani. Berisha. He's doing it again. Did that last time he was on the ball. And that's a better ball for Breuer. Support is arriving. Aslani. That's a good effort. Not bad at all, just not quite good enough.
Finding a shot towards Raya's goal, something to think about. As well works it onto his left foot there, Aslani. You can see what he's trying to do, just hit it with power across David Raya into that far corner, just pulls it a little bit.
And of all the Albanian players, he's got something, hasn't he?
Yes, he's got something in that left foot. He's got some real star power.
In 2 years at Inter now, he's a substitute more often than not. 3 years ago, during the last Euros, he was working as a waiter, not at a cocktail bar, but in a festival in his hometown in Tuscany. He Moved to Italy as a youngster. A breakthrough and then played the next season and then joined Inter. It's been surprise. This is another very useful run from Berisha. Aslani. Deflected. And all the sting taken off it. It's easy for Brian. It was bundling wide anyway. Really good, Ryan. Really good. First one by Marino, second by Lenormand. Real Sociedad double to deny Albania.
Hoyer down this left-hand side has just added a lot of impetus for Albania. Himself and Asalani causing some problems.
Touch. Plenty of room now for Spain. It's Dani Olmo. It's all happening to his right, it seems. Moving to the left now. And Morata lets it run. That's a really good block. It's going to go behind for a corner.
Had to be as well.
The end-to-end has started to Tazia.
Value does really well here because he just picks the line. He knows he wants to bend it into that far corner, Olmo. Lovely touch from Morata, that quality link-up play. Here's the chance, just gets himself right in the line of where he's trying to place it. Good defending.
Momentum is coming down in the direction of Grimaldo here. He's just ignoring that. Those items being empty plastic pipe pots. And that's headed just over the top. That'll be a goal kick. Don't get a big point, just the Albanian fans. There have already been 2 fines to the Federation for their behaviour in the first 2 games.
Right, it's headed in, just not troubling Slakoja.
No free kick. Osher was trying to go again. Oh, there is a free kick. Awarded in a very low-key style by the ref. It's being held on to though. And another Albania change is imminent. Ernest Mucci is the player ready. Berisha. Roya. Not enough conviction in the layoff for Berisha. Vivian. Morata. Yamal waits and gets it now on the right. Here he goes. Yamal getting away. Using Fermin Lopez. Can't get past the boot of Mitai. Now Aslani.
A couple of bad decisions in the last couple of attacks from Lopez. Prior to that, he had a shot that he shouldn't have been having. He should have been kicked at the ball, and there he's just running into trouble.
Yassir Afsani is going off the shortest route on the other side of the field. And that will allow Ernest Mucci into the action. There's the Turkish top flight with Besiktas. Every change has been warmly received by the Albania supporters. They're giving full backing to everybody in the red and black.
Well, they're giving it a go, aren't they? They can look at their players proudly.
8.5 minutes to the 90 to go. They are still in it. And they're going to need the one that could bring the 2 sooner rather than later. If it becomes 2 for Spain, it's done.
Well, the 2 games that they've been involved in, been magical games and some crazy stuff happening in the last minute of each game, so they'll be hoping that it falls on their side this time.
Jesus Navas. Well down. Under challenge from Mitai. Zubimendi. Marino. That's Vivian finding Lenormand. Yamal, oh, brilliant. Magical by Yamal. It's a shame about the next part. That deserves so much more.
Got to shoot after that, surely.
And now Albania will try and break. Pasha wants it on the left. Aslani uses it now. Pasha. Oh, that's wild. That's really wild. The step over was nice. Set himself up, but then lashed it.
Got the yard. Got exactly what he was searching for. The bit of skill from Yamal was just sensational. Look at that for a turn. Splits the two defenders. I'm just thinking, go on, try and bend that into the top corner. Just a poor pass.
Danny Olmo's running is done for the night. Though in his place will come yet another young prospect for Spain. It's Alex Baena of Villarreal. Player with the most assists in La Liga last season, 14. Spain nearly there to 3 wins out of 3. Before the start of the match, they're already there in the knockout stages, guaranteed first place in the group. But in this match, in isolation, they're not quite there yet. Well won by Ayeti. Well kept by Ramadani. Value. That was a bit of a
See, I think that's where Broja should be running, though. I think this is where I think Silvino gets frustrated with him. He kind of stands in the middle a lot, Broja. And he's like, get me the ball and I'll do something. Whereas I think sometimes when you're the best player in a team like, that he's in, he's got to just offer a little bit more.
Won by Ayeti. There's a run from Rocha that's on. It never reached him.
He gave up on that a bit there, Hodger, because when it broke, it was in an area that he could have attacked if it had just continued with the same run.
Spain's throw. Anxious Albanians. Well, one of them is. Lopez. Won by Borussia, trying to chip it through for Broja. Got something on it, but there was cover for Spain from Vivian.
He was close to that one, Broja. Good defending though from Vivian on the cover. Done a lot of that tonight.
Jesus Navas. Trying to get Yamal to take over. An angry blast towards the referee as Albania get the throw in. That's a clever one. Decision goes Albania's way. The referee demonstrating that the shirt was being held. Now it's load the box time.
That was always going to happen, wasn't it? Anything else that Navas was about to be involved in, he was going to give a free kick. Didn't need much persuading. After the glare came the punishment. Right, just need some quality now. Got the right man on the ball for it.
The ball's going to travel a long way into that penalty area.
He's got two great feet, and Aslani.
With Ayeti and Ramadani. They'll get the glare in a moment. It's all about the service here from Christian Aslani, and no.
Not what was needed at all. Ayeti, not a happy man. Centre, I'll take that. When they have to run up to the pitch and then you just overhit your free kick.
And there has been too much of that from Albania throughout the game. When they've got in good positions, it's all been a bit too hasty.
You know, it's such a huge moment for these players, and whether it's just, you know, sometimes a lack of quality in the final third, whether they just need to find some calmness in their decision making. It's just not been there so far this evening, but they still managed to score 3 goals at the tournament.
There's a yellow card here for the substitute made on Berisha. And that's because there was a foul on Femi Lopez. And there's the elbows up. And we're having a look at it again and again because an Albanian supporter has, for some reason, decided it's a good idea to run onto the field. It never is. Just like as with Ronaldo the other day, it's not the cue for a few more.
Yeah. Someone needs to get these stewards a clear mould to something. A set of studs.
Dangerous case of if only their forwards were able to break the line so easily. Yamal. Lost it, ball and balance. Will go out for a Spain throw-in. We are in the 90th minute now. Silvinho, mission accomplished in getting his adopted nation into a major tournament finals. Only Albania's second appearance in the Euros, the last was 8 years ago. And the next part of the job doesn't look like it'll be completed unless they can find 2 goals and quickly. Got a free kick.
No, but it's another step in the right direction. For himself, Zavaleta, the people associated with getting Albania to the major tournament in the first place.
The board indicates at least 4 more minutes to play, and we're into the first of them. 4 more minutes of Albania's tournament left. Broja. Hoxha. Nitar. It's Hoxha. Aslani. It's a hopeful fall. And Spain are denied the chance to run away with it because this time the whistle does go for Albania. We could try and load the box again and try and get it right this time.
Again though, just an overhit cross. Just floated, no quality really on it. There's no foul there either.
It's on Berisha who took full advantage of any sort of contact with Robin Lenormand. Still defended from Lenormand. Spain have got their defensive line drawn. That one's whipped in, something different. And it will fall to a player in red. It was Broja. And it's David Raya who plucks it out of the air. And that, in all likelihood, will be enough to send Albania home.
It's a shame he was there. I felt like he just took it off Jim Shitty's. There, he was about to swing his left foot it. That's it. It's bouncing all over the place. Broja decides to take control. Lovely little drag onto the outside of his right foot. Just trying to just flick it into that corner almost.
Ayeti. Ayeti again. He's been pretty solid, you know, at the back. It's at the front where Albania have needed something more.
In the second half, they've been much better. Much better. Not conceded anywhere near as many opportunities.
And there's Broja turning it on. And again. Didn't fully get into the penalty area, though.
Did the first couple of bits brilliantly.
Now Spain play their way out. Morata. Yamal is on his way down the right. He won't get it. That was overdone by Fermin Lopez. Mucci. Aslani. Pass one. It's the same one again. Kosha. Took too long. 3 in Spanish yellow converged upon him to win the ball. Everything just took too long. Yamal loses out to Kosha. And Spain are nearly there. We are in the 4th minute of time added on. Spain nearly there to 3 wins out of 3. And safe passage through to the round of 16 without conceding a single goal. It has been the perfect run.
Yeah, all the signs are good for Spain. Like I said, clearly this team's run out of steam here and they're just trying to get the result.
Bryan. There's too much of himself because coming back was Diana to win it. To lose it again, but that is going nowhere.
It's not a bad ball. Too many players like just stood on the edge of the 18-yard box, just staring and waiting. For once, it was a bit of conviction. Whip it across the box. Here, pressing high. Gets it across the box, but nobody's taking a chance. Fortunate. It's the only part of the game I think you can criticise them for today. I think, you know, they've had quality in midfield, passing it through the lines much better in the second half. Their fight and will in this game has been brilliant, as it has throughout the tournament, but just that final third, the quality just completely vanished for Silvino today. And the chances they did have, just couldn't quite get the contact they needed when they needed it.
It's all over in Dusseldorf. And the Albanian adventure at Euro 2024 is over as well. A 1-0 Spain win. 3 wins out of 3. No goals conceded. Their journey, their story at this competition is gathering momentum. They've done this with the second string team. Luis de la Fuente has given every one of his outfield players some game time in the tournament now. There'll be many people's favourites from here as they go on to a round of 16 game in Cologne, just up the road from here, on Sunday. Full time in Dusseldorf, Albania 0, Spain 1.
Well, it was a great effort by Albania, particularly in that second half, and still going for it, Ellen, at the end of the game there, when, you know, what was going on in the other game, which we'll bring up to date within a moment, the point would have really made no difference. They're too good a team, it feels, to kind of be in that group almost. It was a really tough group.
I know, they showed so much grit, determination. Yeah, this group was so challenging for them, but each game they were so competitive. They were exciting, and for the fans as well, they were credit to their fans because they really went for it. You know,
when I say that, by the way, when I say too good, I mean that's a tough group. You can't put them in an easy group because you want to progress and grow, but it just feels a little bit unfair that we've seen teams a lot poorer in quality.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, and I think, you know, I would have loved to see them progress in this tournament. The fans would have loved it as well. Some of their plays, some of their passing, some of their players, Aslani in particular, was an amazing player for them. So yeah, it's a real disappointment, but again, you know, the group is phenomenal and a very good Spain team, obviously.
A very good Spanish team. Perhaps they'll be a little bit disappointed they didn't get more in that final third.
Possibly, yeah. I think that's been really critical. I think that the managers give all his players minutes on the pitch, which is important. They got the job done. They didn't concede. They just was professionals. Even at the end when Albania was throwing everything out, they still defended well. But fair play to Albania because there's 2 ways to bow out of a competition. How Scotland did or how they did it, and that's credit to them. They've been a credit to the tournament. Brilliant fans that play some exciting football. I'm sure we'll see them at future tournaments because they're such a good team. But no, Spain I still feel Spain were in control. Maybe you know, some of their players, attacking players, might feel they should.
They might have liked to have got another one, maybe. And obviously, as we predicted, the manager makes a lot of changes up front. We got to see the young superstar in action as well for 20 minutes or so. We'll have a little look at him in a moment and see a few flashes of his brilliance. But a great Spain performance overall, Jose, from a team that started with 10 changes.
Job done at the end of the day. That's what they wanted. Win the game, don't concede goals, and get the 3 points and move on to the harder stages. But we have to say Albania gave it a really good go, really positive, trying to make something happen for them, and we have to give some credit to them as well.
Yeah, every single game they've played well. They've made a game of it. They've given the opposition a scare with that early goal against Italy, haven't they? And they've created entertainment and looked like a team that is going to grow. They have got, obviously, developmentally, there's only 2 or 3 players in that squad who actually have grown up playing their football in Albania. They've been very good at scouting around Europe to get their players back, but they're trying to change that, and with the women's game as well, aren't they?
Yeah, I think what Slovenia's done there is brilliant. The team he's had there together, the connections, the philosophy. Yeah, they want to build something amazing in Albania. Like you say, they want to build the women's game at the same time. So I feel like, like Ashley said, I think they're going to be in more major tournaments in the future.
Okay, just the 1 goal then for Spain tonight. Torres in the first half with a link-up play and passing from the back, as you'd expect from Spain.
Yeah, it was a beautiful goal. Started with Laporte, great pass from a defender's point of view. And then, as we said at half-time, the timing of the run, the timing of the pass. It's like something off a training ground when you're playing against the mannequins, and it seems so easy.
It's what it was. They switched off. The left back switched off. Yeah. The winger switched off. They were both mannequins watching.
Yeah, watching Spain at their kind of best, purring away there. And it really, I guess the second half, the best chance came possibly in the beginning of the second half. And you thought perhaps the floodgates were going to open at this point, because he's been a good target man for them actually all night, hasn't he? And this was his moment.
Yeah, well, you could see throughout the first half that he really wanted that goal, and this would have been an absolutely unbelievable goal if he was to actually connect and actually get that on target. But yeah, I think he done well. I think he put in a good performance, and he'll be really proud to make that debut in a major tournament as well.
Well, the final whistle has gone in the other game in this group, and I can tell you that it is an Italian equaliser late in the game, in the last minute of injury time. And that, you can see what that means to Croatia. They thought they had done it. They were going to finish second in the group with a Modric goal, which had put them ahead. And in the last dying moments, I'm just being fed this information, as you can probably tell right now. And Sekagni scored in the last few seconds, Sekagni in the last few seconds of the game, which means that Italy will finish in the automatic second place, which means that Croatia, there you go, the disappointment, they will have to wait and see what happens in the remaining groups. There's the goal.
We've been treated to some great goals in this tournament.
And wow. the minute as well to score something like that.
Composure.
Incredible. Sekagni there with the, well, it will feel like a win. It was an equaliser for Italy, but effectively puts them into a very different proposition, doesn't it, in the round of 16 as well. Great scenes there, and the group table looks, I can confirm, like this. Spain top, Italy with 4 points thanks to that equaliser in second, and Croatia have 2 points, which may be enough in the best third place race, a scramble to get into the last 16, but we have to go through another couple of groups yet to find out if that is the case. Oh, wow, breathless stuff, wasn't it, there? That's exactly what you want, isn't it? That last-minute equaliser.
Ellen just said before that so many late goals as well in the tournament, so every team, nobody's given, it seems like everybody's still going. I know Italy, we had half an eye on it, but they kept pushing and pushing, and then what a goal that is.
We had half an eye on it until the TV was turned off and we didn't see that.
And we missed the goal. You had to talk slow
we had to focus on what we were talking about, and then they went longer as well. That's what we love about these last round of matches, isn't it, in the Euros. They did have their chances, didn't they, Albania, and some good chances as well. Asllani, who we've talked about ad nauseum pre-match, and he was involved in the first half chance as well.
Yeah, I think this one's Broja as well.
Broja, sorry.
But yeah, he just didn't quite connect. I didn't see that. So he didn't quite connect. So could he have just slightly maybe lobbed the keeper? But yeah, just didn't quite get the catch. He made a big impact when he came on. Actually, I thought they changed and were really front-footed. But yeah, Sadi was their bright hope, and that was another great strike. He had a strike in the first half as well. But yeah, it's just that final product, I think, in the end for Albania.
It's good players, like, they need to put right and left footed, it makes things happen. This is Bro against right in the last minute. It was pretty comfortable for Raya in the end, but it just sums them up. They didn't. This was in the last minute of the game, and even one goal's not enough, but they still want to get it for their fans. They've been brilliant.
They have. They've been excellent, and as you say as well, just fighting right until the end as well. And I mentioned we had a 20-minute cameo, didn't we, from the 16-year-old came on, had a few moments to show us all kind of what he's about, how good he is, and just so impressive that somebody that age has that kind of composure.
Look, at 16 years old, being able to do what he's doing, it's just unbelievable. I remember, actually, when we were 16 years old, no chance as mature as the quality, the composure, the decision making. I mean, physically he's already very, very strong. I mean, it's incredible. What a great player, great talent.
Yeah, no, it's the confidence that impresses me. The way that he just picks the ball up in his 40s to just get at his fullback straight away. To have that confidence, 16. We're not talking about 21 or 20, 23. 16 years old. And to play with that much confidence.
Not normal.
Look at this, that's unbelievable. You're expecting him to just bend that in the far corner, but look at this. It's exceptional. Between two players.
Should be in school, actually.
He's taken his schoolwork with him to the tournament because he's in the middle of, obviously doing the equivalent of A-levels, and he said, what else am I going to do in my spare time when I'm there? But in all seriousness, he's played 50 matches this season. At 16 years old, do you have to manage, a body like that, a young man like that? And is there a risk of him burning out?
You can approach it two ways. He's 16, so he's full of energy. He just wants to go out and play. Or you have the other approach where perhaps you run the risk of him getting injured and ruin the season. So it's a balance, but obviously he's played a lot of games and he's performing. So let him continue and see if he can get
what would it be like as a squad member if you've got somebody that age? Say you're in as a lot of these players are, they're well into their 30s, and you've got a 16-year-old in your midst. I mean, some of them have children his age.
I bet you've got to make all the teas and coffees for the older boys. You've got to do all the dirty jobs, I think. But I think it's brilliant. What a joy to watch, because when you see someone that young just playing with such fit, because now these days, and I love it as well, the systems in football, everybody's playing to a certain style and system. This kid looks like he picks the ball up and he just goes, do your thing, just do your thing, and he's enjoying doing that.
Do you think? Loosely play on the wing, go wherever you like, we're fine. We'll cover your back, and we're enjoying it as well. And we haven't even really got into Williams on the other wing, who we talked about pre-match as well. The two of them you'll expect to see, of course, starting in the last 16. Let's move our attention and thoughts onto England. Much has been said about their performance against Denmark, not all of it complimentary. Let's hear the thoughts of the England manager. He's been talking to Kelly Summers.
Gareth Southgate.
Well, Gareth, how do you assess where England currently are?
We're in control of the group, very similar position to the last Euros, 4 points. But we want to play better than we have, and our focus over the last few days has been about improving our performance. What we've managed to do is concede very few chances. There's no question we have defended well. What we'd like to be is a little bit more aggressive, and that will help our attacking game as well.
After both games, you've spoken about the physical demands on the players, and you've publicly said you've got fitness issues as well. Is now time for fresh legs?
Well, we've had an extra day recovery. The players that have had back-to-back games that haven't had a 90 minutes for a long time, they'll be better for those games. So it's not essential at the start of the game to have freshness. I think all the players will be ready to go.
What about Luke Shaw? We know he's been training away from the group still. When realistically do you think he'll be available?
He won't be available for this game, but he's still progressing well. We would hope he could have some involvement in the first knockout tie, but of course we've got to do the business in this next game first.
You've had to tell some of the younger players who haven't been here before what it's like to play for England. Have those conversations had to be accelerated maybe over the last few days?
No, because we know internally where we're at. Anything external shouldn't really affect us. We know the things that need to be better. We've been very clear on that. We have to focus on the absolute reality, knowing all of the players that are training and how they're training, and the things that we believe in as a team.
And finally, what are you expecting from the challenge that Slovenia will pose?
Well, another difficult game. They have good forward players. They have a very solid structure to the team and don't concede many goals. So our focus really is on performance, because if we get performance better, then results will follow.
And the sport commentary of England's match against Slovenia on BBC Sounds from 8 o'clock, and highlights of all 4 matches on BBC One at 10:40 tomorrow night. Croatia will want England to do them a favour and win by at least 3 goals tomorrow to keep their hopes alive. I think the nation would like England to score 3 goals tomorrow night and kind of restore some kind of sense that they are going to progress through this tournament with ease. Nobody goes through a tournament with ease, though, do they? There are ups and downs, there are bumps in the road, and obviously today there seemed to be something of a siege mentality where the players came out and said they weren't happy with the level of criticism, and it's kind of going back and forth during the day. Do you understand why they felt the need to do that?
Yeah, I think, that they want to come out and galvanise as a team. They want to show their togetherness, and they want to show as well that, they're doing everything they can as well at the same time. And, everyone, we all have opinions. That's our job, isn't it? We've played sport, we've played football before, and we know what it feels like at the same time. So yeah, everyone does understand, but I think it is important for them to come out and make a stand and be like, we're trying everything, stay calm and stay positive. And yes, as England fans, we would love them to score lots of goals and have a positive performance, but major tournaments are hard. It's a difficult time to win, to perform, and to play well.
Indeed, and obviously tomorrow night, they can silence all their critics, can't they? Guys, it's been really lovely. Enjoyed your company this evening. Thank you very much, Ashley, Ellen, and Jose. Tonight, Spain showed us that they are pure class, didn't they? 10 changes to their starting lineup and still purring their way through this tournament with 3 wins in the group stage. And Italy, with that last-minute equaliser, secure their passage to the last 16 as well. The drama in these last days in the groups never, ever lets you down. From all of us, bye-bye.
Volume 10.
Stories.
Tokyo Vice. Press red for all episodes on BBC iPlayer.
I'm Paddy the Baddy Finlay.
I'm Nicola.
She made from Liverpool fighting in the US.
Anyway, we've got our website on the BBC now. How'd you say that?
I feel like I'm on Baddy.
I'm getting Paddy something from the shop just for one.
This is a David Chelsea mate. You don't want to look like the beast.
Brand new Paddy and Molly Sugar Mini. Watch from next Monday on BBC iPlayer.
Picture Shell is really concerned about not banishing a traitor. I mean, not banishing a faithful.
You just said it.
Okay, well, hold on.
Just throw yourself under the bus again.
Oh, Lord.
Traitors US. Press red for all episodes on BBC iPlayer.
My name's Pip Fitznobi. I've been investigating the anti-bug case.
Just so you know, you got the wrong person.
The world thinks Sal seems guilty. Sal didn't do it. You did.
Guess that's what we need for me. Such a good team, Pep. He really is, man.
You can go to the person. Why so not?
Okay. A Good Girl Falls in Murder. Watch from Monday the 1st of July only on BBC iPlayer.
during the damned United at 11:15. Right now on BBC Two as we get ready for Glastonbury, a new series with this year's stars and their special memories.
The first headliner for this year's Glastonbury Festival announcing quotation Dua Lipa is going to top the bill alongside Coldplay.
Headlining Glastonbury on the Friday night is the biggest thing of my career.
Confirmed headliners for Glastonbury 2024 are Dua Lipa on a Friday, Coldplay on a Saturday, SZA on a Sunday.
It's hard to even think of the words to describe how I feel.
2 of the 3 headliners are female. Yes, which has never happened before in the history of Glastonbury.
Could be Dua Lipa stepping into a new dimension of stardom.
It's just my biggest dream. I don't really know where I'm going to go after that. Maybe I'll quit. Joking. I'm joking. Yeah, it's the pinnacle for me. I've just seen it on telly growing up my whole life. Probably one of the first performances that I always reference back to that kind of was such a massive shift for me in the Glastonbury sphere was when Jay-Z performed. It was such a different type of artist performing at Glastonbury, which was much more rock and alternative leaning, and all of a sudden you have this massive hip-hop artist performing, and it just shifted. The first time I went was 2014 as a funder camping. My first impression of Glasgow was just mad. And it just got wilder and wilder as the night went on, creating all these different places that you could explore and discover. And, you go to Arcadia and you're like, where am I? And then all this. Guide. All channels. 2. BBC 2. Dual Liver. My Glastonbury. 2210 to 2240. Coming soon. 22. 800. 800. Floor.